We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Britt. And how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had an amazing last week, and you're definitely gonna have an amazing this week. And yeah, so how was my week? My week was cool. I went. Where did I go? I went. Well, I wouldn't say shopping. I kind of did some shopping. I did a little shopping actually, cause I bought some stuff offline. I needed some like shirts, and then I was looking for a dress, cause I'm going to a wedding. I think I brought that up next week. Well, this episode come out on Monday, so yeah, technically next weekend I'm going to a wedding, so I'm excited about that. And we're going to California. We only gonna be there one day, but I don't give a fuck. My cousin is kind of like, oh man, we're gonna be there one day. I went to California for one day, actually in 2019, and I had mad fun, so I don't know. I'm very much like that. It's just we would have stayed longer, but you know, with everything that happened, me and her at one point, we both was on unemployment, so you know, we was like, yeah, we going to a wedding. We thought we was gonna stay out there for a week. We was gonna be fucking lit. Then we both got jobs, so you know, shit happens, bitch. Shit happens. So now both our asses, we gotta fly out there after work. We can't take the day off. Then I gotta come back Sunday. She has Columbus Day off. Oh, let me watch my mouth. Indigenous Peoples Day. She has that off. At my job we don't. So, and I'm not pressed either, because not them trying to make a Columbus Day, bitch. That's a different conversation. But anyway, yeah. What else? So yeah, I had went to get a new suitcase. Like I want a small suitcase that I can carry on, but I don't think it's small enough, so I'm gonna have to return that. I just was looking at it this morning. I'm like, that should look kind of big. Like I want something actually skinny, especially I'm going there for one day. And sometimes too, even if I'm going somewhere for 3 days, 4 days, I want something that's like compact, because I don't like checking in my bag, because I just always get scared I'm gonna lose my suitcase. So I just want something a little smaller, you know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna look around again, and then if I don't see anything that I feel makes sense, then fine. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, I did that this week. I went to my parents' house or whatever. We was watching Fashion Week, even though Fashion Week happened a while ago, but my dad, he kind of respects fashion, art, and stuff like that. He went to Pratt, so we was just talking about that. I had some Red Lobsters. That was so good. I ate that food like I ain't never eaten my damn life, child. And then I'm filming this today. My cousin, she's going to Spain to study education, like teach out there. So she's having, I could say it, she's having a going away party, because it's supposed to be a surprise, but this episode doesn't come out until Monday, so whatever. I don't know why I'm being like, oh, whatever. So I'm going there today, or whatever the case may be. So I have to do that. So what I'm gonna try to do is go look for a suitcase. So I got a lot on my freaking plate. I gotta film Britt Says today. After I film Britt Says, I gotta edit it. Then after I edit it, I gotta go look for a new suitcase. Then I'm gonna go straight to the Bronx. So yeah, she's going away to Spain, so they having like a surprise going away party for her. And yeah, so I'm happy. We get to eat, we get to chill, we get to talk, and yeah, so that's currently my week. Next week I got some stuff planned too, and obviously, well, this week I have some stuff planned too. And obviously next week I told you I'm going to the wedding. Oh my gosh. So I have to I'm gonna have to film that episode in advance. So I'm happy that we're having this conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have a crazy week. How am I gonna do this? I'll figure it out. I always do. So yeah, that's my current week. So my week was cool, a little, you know, it was chill, but like, you know, it's like a lot to do. I hate when like I like having plans, but at the same time, I don't, because I just like feel like you got mad stuff to do. So whatever. That could be a good and a bad thing, you know. But anyway, what's going on this week? What's going on this week in Scuttlebutt? I had 3 topics that I had wanted to talk about. First, I want to talk about the Haiti thing. You know, prayers to Haiti. I can't believe they really got people out here on horses whipping humans. Like, bitch, it is 2021. I was like, but what if they was shooting them? Because, you know, motherfuckers, police, they motherfuckers be wild and like, anything American is always shoot, 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 kill, kill, kill. So I'm happy, like, I was like, all right, at least they not, like, killing them, but still, it's just degrading. Why, like, when I saw them pictures, the first time I saw the picture, I was just like, I don't even want to read the caption. I don't know why the fuck somebody posting this weirdo shit. And I just didn't know what it was, so I was just like, I scrolled. Then I saw the picture again. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna still ignore this shit. Then somebody else posted the shit, so now I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this like from some movie? Is this like, what the fuck is this shit? They talking about this is what they doing to people in Haiti. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm very confused because it's just, I see a man holding a bag of food and somebody on a horse whipping him. So I'm just, none of it is making sense. And that's when you know something is bad, when it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm like, this image in front of me doesn't make sense. I need an explanation. I can't see pray for Haiti. Like, don't just put in your caption. You can't put no picture up of no fucking white man beating a black man with food in his hand and then go write pray for fucking Haiti, bitch. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what the fuck that means. So I'm like, great. Now I gotta do the researches and do the Googles, bitch. Come to find out, that's immigration. These people is fleeing Haiti, honey, trying to get some sort of, you know, I forgot the word, but, you know, just some sort of freedom, some sort of, you know, more certainty in their life or whatever that they might seek from America or another country that they might be trying to flee to, you know. So I'm like, for me, I mean, I don't know where those specifications were going, but I feel like if they want to come, let them come, honey. They come, you know, let people come here. Like, you can't tell nobody they can't go no damn where. Don't nobody run this country, bitch. Yeah, we got a president. We got fucking police. We got laws in place. But technically, this shit ain't nobody's shit, period. Nobody own this shit. Like that's just the, like, I understand. Like, it's the same ideology. Like, if I give birth today, like, it's like people gonna come in the world. Like, people gonna come here. Like, y'all just need to make more space, bitch. Like, people gonna come. People come and go. People come to life. People die. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all want. Like, if they want to come here, let them fucking come here, bitch. Why? Because they come here for free? Y'all want y'all money? Y'all want to take the fucking American exam and fucking pay for people who come here and get fine fucking American women to marry? Like, stop, for real. Like, this shit is getting old. Like, all this shit old. Like, it's too old for me. It's outdated. Like, if they somebody want to come here, let them come here. The fuck? Like, I get y'all feel like, oh, y'all want nobody coming here doing nothing. These people don't want to come here and do nothing. Don't nobody want no. Like, I feel like America is like mad cocky. Like, oh, I don't want immigrants coming here killing people and doing illegal things. Meanwhile, Americans be here doing mad illegal shit. Shooting up motherfucking schools, bitch. Shooting up every motherfucking body. The police be killing motherfucking people. Alright, y'all peoples already is fucked up. People look at America and think this place is unfucking safe, bitch. Like, so for y'all to be like, oh, we don't want, we need to regulate the immigrants to make sure that they're not doing nothing crazy in here. Meanwhile, America's crazy as fuck. About crazy as everybody, bitch. Okay, I can go outside today and see a crazy motherfucker. Stop, for real. For real. Like, y'all crazy. Americans is fucking crazy. Okay? Alright? And the unemployment high, bitch. So you saying they gonna come here and take all the jobs. Right now, we in a great resignation. Americans don't even want to work. Maybe these people gonna come here and want to do the jobs that don't nobody else want to fucking do, bitch. Because now Americans saying they don't want to work. So now it's people who want to come here and they want to work. So what's the issue? Like, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want. Like, I can't with America. I'm over America today. Like, if these people want to come, let them come. They're going to come here. They want to work. They want to feed their family, bitch. Let them feed their family. Jesus. Moving on. Meg the Stallion, bitch. Let's talk about something positive. So, Meg, she got to deal with Nike. Yo, one thing about Meg, bitch. One thing about Meg, that bitch stay booked and busy. Like, when I watch the shit she do, I'm just like, because I'm like, I wouldn't consider myself a big fan of Meg Thee Stallion. Like, I'm not, like, pressed for Meg Thee Stallion, but I like Meg Thee Stallion. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, I listened to her album. I thought her album was really good, by the way. I follow her music. I follow her career, but I wouldn't say, like, I know everything about Meg Thee Stallion. Like, that's my girl. I stand by Meg. But I just like Meg Thee Stallion. Like, I like her personality. I love that she stays booked and busy. Like, this girl was doing Coach. She was doing, like, during the pandemic, she did every fucking award show, bitch. Like, Megan stays booked. And then she did a deal with Nike. And she has her own sneaker. Her own sneaker. Not a collaboration. She designed her own sneaker. And I'm thinking about buying it because I heard her story. And she was like, growing up, when I was growing up, I was considered tall. Everybody used to be like, Megan, why you don't play basketball? Megan, why you? I'm like, this sound like me. People always just be like, Brittany, you need to play basketball. You need to play sports. You need to do this. And then when it came time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try out sports. And I just wasn't athletic. I'm just not an athletic person. You know, I feel like, yeah, I'm just not athletic. Like, when it was time to do practice, I would get so tired. And we used to have to wake up in the morning and do basketball practice. And I'm just like, this shit is too much. Like, my body ain't built, bitch. I can go to the gym, but all this hot feet, they used to have me doing hot feet. Then the coach at the time, he wanted me to, like, practice like the guys just because I was tall. And he was like, you know, like, you could do it, Brittany. And I'm just like, I can't. So that just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I did have a couple of people say I should be a model. Period. But I'm dead ass. But, you know, when she was just saying her story, it just reminded me of me. And then she was like, they say I'm not athletic, but can you rehearse for 10-hour shows and da-da-da-da? And I'm like, yeah. Can you stand up on your feet for 8 hours? Can you curse out these motherfucking customs, bitch? Can you... So I'm thinking about copping the sneaker. I hope it's not too expensive. But I saw the sneakers on her feet, and they really look fly to me. So I don't know if those sneakers is her design sneakers or just Nike sneakers in general. So I'm fucking with Meg. Shout outs to Meg. Dead ass. Shout outs to Meg. Last but not least, bitch, the tea was heavy this week. Didn't this happen on Monday? I feel like this happened top of the fucking week. Because I remember I was on my way to work. And I saw, like, the real gonna have the fucking accuser, the woman. Well, it's technically she's not a accused. She's, well, you could call it accused, whatever. But he went to jail for that shit, so whatever. The woman who was allegedly raped by Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, or whatever. So I'm not gonna front. I was very, 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 very surprised by the real when they had had Jennifer up there. Jennifer is the woman, by the way, who alleges. I don't know if I should say allege or not say allege because he went to jail. He did the time for it. I don't know, but I'm just playing my cards right. All right, everybody. So I don't want no beef. Who allegedly Jennifer is the woman. That's her name. Who allegedly was raped by Kenneth Petty. Trigger warning, because I know a lot of people don't like that word. I don't even like really saying it either, but they had her up here. They had her up on the show. They had her on the rail, and I was a little, this was me. And I saw everybody point. I was just shocked the real did something like that. Like, my cousin was giving an example, like, Gayle King should have did something like that. That makes sense for her to go to Gayle King, because Gayle King is known for doing reckless shit. She interviewed fucking R. Kelly after surviving R. Kelly. She was going to interview, no, Oprah was going to interview. Oprah and Gayle, both of them bitches give it up crazy. Oprah interviewed the Michael Jackson accusers, right? It wasn't, and she was about to interview the accusers of, what's his name? What's this child name? Russell Simmons. So I feel like that's their spectrum. Like, that's something they do. So it wouldn't have given odd or whatever. Like, it would have been like, okay, whatever. They always doing this shit. But the real, I was like, whoa. It's just like, it's nothing wrong. At the end of the day, to me, it's nothing wrong with them having her up there. I don't see that as a problem. If she wants her to speak her truth, she should have a space to do that. You know what I'm saying? If that was the real that she wanted to go on and do it, fine. It was just odd because I just don't get that energy from the real. And that's what people are saying too, like, y'all never had, you know, R. Kelly's accusers up there, or like, you know, like that's just not their spectrum. For me, I've never seen them do that, and that's why I was shocked that they did something like that, you know. That was just me. But I feel like she should have a voice and a platform to speak? Yes. And if the real is the place for it, fine. You know, maybe they want to do different shit. It's a new season. What's good? What's see? Like, they could add that. You feel me? At first, I was confused. And it's not because I'm a Nicki fan, but I heard he did the time. He did go to jail for, you know, what he did to her. So I was just confused, more so like, okay, this happened in 95. He did the jail time. What is it that she wants to gain from this? Because that's what was confusing me, because at the end of the day, everything that took place took place. So, unbeknownst to me, I didn't understand. So what, and it's really embarrassing, you know. All of this shit is embarrassing, you know. Nicki Minaj, and I look... The other day, I'm so weird. Like, I was just looking at her picture, just looking at her face, and just like, I don't know her personally. I'm like, she gotta be so broken. Like, money, fame, none of that shit could fix your problems. Like, none of it. Because at the end of the day, for you to, and I don't know, my thing is, she may not have known that Kenneth Petty had a charge like that when she started dating him. And people keep saying she knew. You don't know that. She probably started talking to him. Then as she started dating him, then that conversation came up. And once you fall in love with somebody, I'm going to be honest with you, it is really hard to fall back, even in the most worst circumstances, okay? So I could see if she got with him and didn't know about the case. But what's tasteless to me is that she would offer her $20K to really clean his record. Like, you want me to clean this man's record, renege on the shit I said for $20,000 after your husband raped me? Are you fucking dumb? $20,000, people? Like, $20,000 for trauma, and so that your husband can have a clean record and live his life freely with you and your fucking millions of dollars? But you got me fucked up, respectfully. Like, it's honestly, you can't put no number on that, right? But at the end of the day, what you're not gonna do is put 20,000 on it. Like, you can't put no number on that type of trauma, that type of, and just the disrespect, like, to really even come up to me and want me, and you know, just to come up to me, put money on my lap, threaten me, and your husband did some shit like that to me is a bit much. Like logically thinking, like, if for you to even put yourself in the middle of this, to call her, to speak to her on the phone, like, it's just like, it's crazy. And I believe everything she said. I'm gonna be honest, I just believe her. I don't feel like she would lie. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. People lie every day. And I feel like she has the receipts, and when she bring this shit to court, it's not gonna look good on Nicki. It's not. That shit is not gonna look good on Nicki Minaj. It's not. And at the end of the day, you know, she needs to leave. It would be nice. I'm not gonna say she needs to, because you can't tell somebody what to do with their fucking husband, and that's the father of her child. It would be nice if she left him. How you say? But then again, I don't know how he treats her. I don't know who he is. I know a lot of people, and even me, I don't feel like, you know, I'm a big person on redemption. You'll learn later on down the line. I do believe a person can redeem themselves. I do believe that people can have redemption and all those things. So I don't, and some people may feel like you can't come back from rape, you know, like you rape a woman, and to an extent, you know, I feel the same. Like, you do some shit like that, that's wild, my nigga. Like, but that's between Kenneth and God. Like, if maybe a person, you know, I've heard a story where, I don't want to get into too much detail, I don't know if she listened, you know, but a situation where someone was sexually assaulted, and that person came back up to that person and apologized. Now, I know for some of y'all like, would you really want an apology from your assaulter You know what I'm saying? But I would think to go up to that person, I would think, one, I can't speak on it, to get an apology from your accuser and it feels genuine, it could give you a little bit of healing. Not full, but it can help you heal. That's number one. Two, for that person to go to you and apologize, that shit must have been heavy on their heart. How many times do you hear people who do shit like that apologize to the person they assaulted? It's very rare. Like, it's very rare. They might apologize in court or something, but like to do it on your spare time and you didn't have to go to jail for it, you didn't do jail time, she never told nobody or he never told nobody, no spirit, no soul, no police officer, their mother, their father, they just lived their life knowing that they got sexually assaulted or whatever, and then that person came back up to them and said, yo, I'm really sorry for what I did to you, like I'm really sorry, like like I feel like people can redeem themselves. It's kind of petty redeeming themselves. I don't fucking know. This man don't even talk. And you don't have to. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. You know, the way they're going about it with her though, it's not giving very much you want to redeem yourself. I'll be honest, you know. I didn't fully watch the interview, but I wonder if he ever apologized for what he did. Because I know sometimes some people don't want to apologize because then they're admitting they did something wrong. But he already did his jail time. So I mean, if he was really, you know, trying to redeem himself and heal and be a better person, he should apologize. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you apologize? Did you offer this woman therapy? It's kind of petty in therapy. Like, it's so many variables for this shit. Like, it's just all of it all around is just terrible. Like, I'm just happy The Real gave her a platform to speak. Oh, and by the way, she is suing for harassment because I know a lot of people are confused. If I was confused, I'm pretty sure there's a couple people like me, like, what exactly is she upset about, bitch? And like, what exactly is she trying to gain, right? It looked like, if you don't know what's going on, it just seems like she's trying to just tell the story again. That's what I thought. I'm like, is she trying to put him back in jail? I'm confused. I really didn't understand. She's suing Nicki Minaj and I'm assuming and Kenneth Petty for harassment and extortion, I think. Don't quote me, but it sounds like it's giving extortion because she said they was threatening her, they was asking her for they was throwing money in her lap so that they could clean his record. And it's like, if that man didn't even apologize, and even with an apology too, I can't speak to her. I can't. I don't know if I'm gonna clean that nigga record because like it's giving very much you might still do that shit again. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. You gotta save the community too, because you clean this man record, now he's not registered as a sex offender, and then he does it again. It's too much variables in this shit. Like, you putting the weight of the world on her. Like, what if she reneges her statement and he doesn't have to register as a sex offender again, but he still has sex offender energy in his body, and he moving into these little luxury ass neighborhoods with these little rich women and all this shit and people kids, and these parents don't know that this man live in the neighborhood and he actually does something. I'm just saying, we don't know. I know a lot of y'all like, oh, you over exaggerating. Like, some people might hear me say these things and be like, but you don't know. You don't know people's head. You don't know people's spirit. You don't know. You really don't know where people head at. And that registered sex offender thing is helpful in some ways. You know what I'm saying? I would think, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. And then some of y'all could be like, even if he is registered as a sex offender or not, if he does it again, he gonna do it again. If he want to do it again, he gonna do it again. And you right. Because you could be registered as a sex offender and still do the same shit over again. You registering, the person ain't gonna change your fucking thing, bitch. You know what I'm saying? If that's the type of person you are, that's the type of person you are. And if that's what you feel comfortable doing, you gonna do it. But all in all, I felt it was weird that she went on The Real, only because The Real is not known for that. But I do not mind The Real giving her a platform to speak her story. I don't think that is a problem at all. I didn't find that as an issue. I was just taken back that they did it. Like, them. Like, for them to do some shit like that is like, whoa. Like, it was just very wow. Like, you know. That's really it though. I wasn't really pressed about any of it. Well, I was like shocked like that morning. I'm like, what? I was curious to see. I wish I know Nikki can't speak, especially because this is an actual legal case. But I was really curious like how she feels and all of this. And you know, I think years later down the line, you know how like all these celebrities now that our parents used to watch, they have their stories. I can't wait to hear her story and her side and just hear everything that, you know, is going on and that took place. And you know, I'm curious, you know, I'm very, very curious to hear her take on all of these things. And yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about this week. And what is today's topic? I'm just weirded out by the sun going in and out. Like, why is it like going in and out? Like, for those of you watching, it's kind of weird that the sun is like going in and out. It's like really weird. Anyway, moving on. What are we talking about this week? We're talking about generational curses, right? How do we break them? And yeah, I'll talk about it later. I don't like to like throw the whole topic at y'all, you know what I'm saying? But generational curses is a thing, you know. When I was doing my research on the topic, I didn't know a lot of it is very biblical. And you know, a lot of us deal with it and we're not privy to it. And it's unfortunate. I think one time I said on the podcast too, like even little things I do, I notice that my mom does. And I'm like, and it took me to get this age to realize like, oh my gosh. So some stuff is just like, and maybe her mother does that. Maybe grandma does that. Like maybe grandmother did that. And her mother, like we don't know, you know. I do believe in generational curses, but I definitely think they could be broken. And I'm happy that generational curses are a topic of discussion, because I feel like lately a lot of these things are getting broken. I feel like, because I just feel like I see a lot of change. I see a lot of difference. But then again, sometimes I don't know. I don't know everybody's family. We don't know everybody's family. So I don't know. All right, first I want to expand your mind a little early today, just so I can give y'all like a real synopsis of what a generational curse is. So, you know what we like to do before most topics? We like to expand our mind. Expand your mind, expand your mind, expand your mind. So, in an article on thesource.org written by, there's no author. Maybe it's towards the end. I just want to make sure. How you say it? Written by Madeline Adams. Okay, so what is a generational curse? So generational curses are what you call it related, are to some, well, it is biblically related. So I'm just going to read to you what this says. According to the Gospel Coalition, a generational curse describes the cumulative effect on a person of things that their ancestors did, believed, or practiced in the past, and a consequence of an ancestor's actions, beliefs, and sins being passed down. Our family's history and baggage impacts who we are as people, whether we like it or not. You may consider your family a blessing or consider them a burden because of the long history of negative traits they've passed on. An example of a generational curse is divorce. Your parents grew up in homes with divorced parents, so they both lacked a clear picture of what a healthy relationship looks like. With this negative example, your parents develop unhealthy relationship habits and pass those on to you. You might be afraid of commitment because you are afraid of passing down the same trauma or pain that you experienced as a child to your own children. And this fear of commitment may prevent you from experiencing the gift and freedom found in authentic love. So that's a good, you know, depiction of generational curses, right? I think a lot of times we don't realize it, how the little things we see in our parents go through, even I think sometimes our siblings as we get older, or even our aunts, our uncles, because you know, I know a lot of people like me. My mom, when my parents divorced, my mom, she would every weekend like bring me to my aunt's house and watch. So a lot of those things now you gotta watch what your aunts do and your uncles do and your cousins and your family. So it's all about all your family members, you know, especially if you're like extremely family orientated. You grow up seeing a lot of things, and then you feel like you have to do the same or whatever, and you might not be privy to it too. You may not even notice the type of things you see in your family circle. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird. I think with like generational curses, it's something you have to be privy to and you have to know, right? So I wonder like how many people or really understand generational curses, because I feel like sometimes when I think of generational curses, or even the word curse, like you're cursed, like it's cursed is like it's a rap, like you're cursed or whatever. So I feel like some people like to put a very permanent sticker on generational curses, and like, no, curses can be broken. And a lot of people get stuck in those ideas like, look, this is just, even too, like on a real serious, like not a serious note, but a real straight to the point kind of note, is like, to me, even traditional curses, like let's not even get generational, just like traditional social curses, you kind of, how can I explain? For instance, I'll bring up in my relationship, like, you know, once I started working, I can't cook. I cook though. I still cook. Clean, is it easy? It's not as easy for me. So for me, said my mother did it. She had 4 kids and she cooked and she cleaned and da 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 da. For me, my thing is like, I feel like as kids, you should look at some shit like that and be like, was that appropriate? Like, you should look at it. I would, if I can't really remember. Like, I feel like, or even maybe not as a kid, but maybe as an adult, you should look back and be able to say like, yo, my mom worked so hard, I would never want my wife to work that hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would want to say that, you know, or I could see that for my mother, like when she had to like kind of take care of us on her own. I would look as an adult and say, dang, it must have been really hard having to really take care of us on our own and then try to have your own social life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I say that in the sense of traditional curses, right? Because back then, you know, women really did play on 1,000 fucking roles. Some of them didn't work. They were very much stay-at-home moms, but there was a market for women who was dead-ass working and taking care of the house and doing the dishes and cooking and cleaning and doing the motherfucking laundry while their husband sat on their motherfucking ass. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's traditional. It's like that's more of a traditional curse to me. Like, it's just something you see, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like things are changing, but things are changing because women, we want to work, right? I only could speak for what the fuck I see. You know, I feel like men are working. I see a lot of working men, but a lot of them can't even afford to, you know, pay the rent on their own. Because what I will say, what I know, a lot of these men did pay the bills. You know, they took care of the finances when the woman really didn't take care of too much finances. She took care of the home. But there was a market for couples who did both, you know. The wife and the husband took care of finances And while the wife helped take care of finances, she had to take care of the house. So I feel like, to me, I feel like that's a fucking curse. I'm just putting that out there. Those are called traditional curses. Generational curses too could even be not just something so straight to the point like divorce, but just watching how your parents and your family handles relationships, how they handle jobs, how they handle people, right? Like, I know, and it's funny because I know a lot of us, you know, like me and my friends, we try to stray away from being exactly like our mothers and our parents and stuff. And I see the similarities of, you know, a lot in like, if I'm your friend and I first time meet your mother, I'd be like, oh my gosh, they sound or they look just alike, or they act just alike. It's just like, it's crazy. It's just scary. It's fucking scary. You know, obviously they raised you, so it's like whatever. But the thing is, I feel like, of course, our parents all have really good traits, but what we want to do is try to be better. I think that's what most parents want for their kids. That's what most parents say, is that I want you to be a better version of me. So what we need to try to do is like, yeah, we can take a little bit of that energy, but all that negativity we can't keep. When it comes to, you know, generational curses, I see stuff, you know, with people's personality. Like, sometimes a person's parent could be really rude, really nasty, really shy, really coy, really, and then you're exactly like that. You know, you don't want to be that version of your parent. You want to be something better. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being shy and coy, I guess. I don't know. But you catch my drift. So let's get into how we could possibly break generational curses. So in this article, the same article that I have read from, she wrote, breaking a generational curse. While your family history has an effect on you, you are not bound by these generational curses, okay? You have the choice to continue in the footsteps of your ancestors and pass on these curses to your children, or with great diligence, you can end those curses over your life and future. You get to decide if the generational curse continues to ends. There is great freedom in breaking a generational curse and creating a healthier relationship for yourself, the people you love, and the generations to follow. Start with a genogram exercise. Recognizing generational curse is the first step in the fight to end. And so genograms can be freeing because they show that you're not the only one in your family who has struggled with specific things. It's designed to bring light to the darkness of generational curses and help you walk forward in the light. Okay, let me talk about that too. About and this is a big topic, right? For instance, in October 16th, I will be on a panel too for like miscarriages and pregnancy and stuff like that. And I just want to talk about too, and I was watching something also about somebody who's struggling with fertility issues, and she was just talking about how mad woman in her family were telling her, oh yeah, I dealt with that. And it's like, those are the type of things too that keep these fucking curses going, right? Because when you go to the doctor, for instance, so whenever you go to the doctor, I know sometimes they ask you your family history, like, has anyone in your family had XYZ happen to them, or do they have a history of heart problems or high blood pressure or diabetes or asthma, right? They ask you that shit because a lot of that shit get passed down, right? So now if this is something I was privy to, you know, so when I had a placental abruption, when I lost my first child, after the shit happened, a lot of motherfuckers was coming out the woodworks like, oh yeah, that happened to me. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Oh, I had a miscarriage. I had about 3. Well, bitch, you should have brought this up. And to be honest, who knows? Who knows what I still don't know? Because some people, they stay in their bag. You know what I'm saying? They stay real quiet. Even after the situation happened, they just like, yo, I'm praying for you. I know it's not easy. And it's just a topic they don't want to talk about. And I get that. But I think one of the top ways to break generational curses is to bring these things up. Because there's a lot of things we don't even know. And now, because we don't know that we might be succumb to these things, like even like addiction. Do you know that it's a name for that shit? Like if your family has a history of addiction, you might have an addictive personality. So if you got mad people in your family that was addicted to crack, addicted to opioids, addicted to whatever these drugs that's out on the street or was out in the streets in the 80s, you might have an addictive personality, and that's something you need to know. Right? So you need to know, like, yo, maybe I shouldn't even touch weed, because some people could touch weed, right? Because they call it a gateway drug. They might touch weed and be like, I love weed. I want to try crack. I want to try coke. Like, you probably ain't even built to even drink fucking wine, bitch. A beer. Like, you ain't even, you shouldn't touch anything. You get what I'm saying? So it's just good to know certain things. Yeah, I know some topics are big, but I know for me, when I have a kid and they get older, when that conversation is more appropriate, you know, I will definitely let them know. And I know sometimes some conversations are hard, but they need to be spoke about, because you want your doctor to give you a certain amount of care. You know what I'm saying? And even in pregnancy, when they know these type of histories and things like that, you get a certain type of attention. You get what I'm saying? That could prevent things from happening. So no, I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm saying maybe if I knew a lot of these stories, there could be a certain type of preventative care for me and those to follow. So that's why it's important too to be privy, hold these conversations, don't be shy, open up, you know what I'm saying? So that is like something. But they're saying they have genograms where you can look into these type of things and know these type of stories and these histories. And I understand, you know, families, they want to have these little secrets. Everybody got their little family secret, bitch. And you know, I understand. I get it. I'm not saying have these conversations with your kids when they like freaking 12 or 10. I don't know what's considered young. But when that time comes, you know, certain conversations need to be had. I know for me, I want to talk about drugs with my kids. Not like drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to say, look, I don't recommend doing drugs. I don't think you should do it. Or drinking. I have a conversation with them about drinking. Like, yo, drinking is cool, but I don't think it's something you should be going overboard with. And if you ever feel like you need to constantly drink every day, or you need a drink all the time, then you are battling with demons. Because a lot of people be drinking, or some people smoke weed every day and constantly, and they can't go without a day, even something small as a cigarette. What are you running from? You get what I'm saying? Like, why do you feel the need to be high? Why do you feel the need to be elevated all the fucking time? That's a conversation you need to have with a professional or whatever. Or that's a conversation you need to have with a friend, a family member, or you need to get into with God. Like, that's the type of conversation I want to have. Like, look, for me, I don't want my kids doing drugs. I'm going to just be honest. I just don't. Drinking, fine. They could drink. But I would have a conversation with them about, like, your levels and when you getting carried the fuck away. Now, it's different when you out and you at a party or you at a get together and you drinking and you not privy to, like, you ODing, like you just flinging them shits back, bitch. That's a different conversation. But if you're out, you're going to buy a bottle, you're constantly drinking, yeah, you need to know that you're doing that for a reason. And that's somebody coming from somebody who drinks. Okay, I'm not speaking like I'm not a drinker or something. I'm just saying, as an example, you know, I want to have those type of conversations. I feel like my parents never had conversations with me about drugs and drinking and sex and stuff. And I know a lot of people whose parents never had that conversation with them or whatever. Some people do have the conversation. I feel like the birds and the bees conversation is not like this big topic. I feel like a lot of people feel like, we feel like me. I feel like, look, I got through things, right? I could say that, right? I got up, I got through this, I got through that, I figured it out, I'm fine, life is life. And I feel like that's what creates generational curses. It's just by feeling like, okay, life is life. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you, which is true. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you in life. Life is fucking nuts. But you could kind of prepare. I'm just saying, prepare people to do better. Like, prepare your next generation to do better. That's all I'm saying. Like, I get it. So I feel like a lot of people feel like, basically, like life's just gonna throw curveballs at you and you gotta figure it out. And that's kind of fucked up. Like, why you got me ain't fucked up out here? That's basically what be going the fuck on. Like, let's be honest. Like, Basically, what's going on is that shit be getting thrown at us, and our parents just expect us to take them fucking L's and clean it up, and that's what makes you stronger, which is true. It's true. Yeah, in some ways, there's some truth to if you get into some shit or whatever the case may be, and you figure it out by yourself, it does make you stronger. It makes you say, okay, I could bounce back from anything. And I get that. I get that completely. I get that completely. But just certain things, I feel like this is why generational curses keep going on. Like, it should still be some type of preventative care there, right? Just like at the doctor, like, can you prevent somebody from getting diabetes? You can. Well, not really. You know, you can tell somebody, look, eat fucking healthy. Don't eat this. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from carbs. Blah, 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 blah. But if they choose to do it, they choose to do it. But you still held that conversation with them. You get what I'm saying? Like, you tried. Like, some people don't even hold a conversation. Like, people just be just doing what the fuck they want. And you just like, oh, they'll figure it out. Like, no, there needs to be conversations had. Like, at least. Because, yeah, shit is going to happen regardless. Like, that's just what it is. But at least try some type of preventative care. There's nothing wrong with preventative care. There's nothing wrong with trying to help. It doesn't make that person less strong that you gave them a key or the password or a cheat code. It's not even a fucking cheat code. Because you and I both know, no matter fucking what, people are going to do what they want to do. You can fucking tell your kid, up and motherfucking down, bitch, don't have sex. Don't have sex. Don't have sex. Don't have sex, right? They go outside, they go to school, they see sexy people, they see their friends doing it, they see it on TV, they see it on fucking social media, they gonna still want to try it, even though you told them motherfuckers 50,000 times, don't have sex. If it's thrown in their face, they might try it. But at least you had a try. That was a little aggressive, like, don't have sex. Like, if you can't just say don't have sex, because then now it's just giving me, like, you're not even giving me a reason as to why. But you get what I'm trying to say, like, maybe say, you know, don't have unprotected sex at a young age. Like, let's say that or something, you know. Make sure you're not having unprotected sex, or you can catch an STD. Now you're going to be in that doctor, da-da-da-da-da. Like, that type of conversation. And then, you know, the right guy might come up to them and say, look, let's just try it. Put the tip in, bitch. And now they done fucked up. You can't prevent that, but you could have that conversation at the end of the day. And then people learn and they get strong for it. But these conversations need to be had. We need to stop making it seem like life is mad fucking easy and we all gonna figure it the fuck out. Because it's not. This is a bit much talking about draw your family tree. Like, I'm not doing that. I mean, you can. Let me be nice. Let me be nice. You could get deep. A lot of people get deep, you know, into their family history, and you know what? It might be helpful. It might be helpful. But I know, like with my family, like, I feel like they wouldn't tell you every and anything. Like, see, like these conversations, they said once you have your family, you start gathering information using the questions listed below. Bitch, listen to this. Imagine a fucking 20-year-old comes to you asking you this. Were you impacted by a divorce, separation, or affair? Excuse me? Imagine me go to one of my fucking aunts, uncles, fucking grandmothers asking them this shit. No, I think they wouldn't get mad. I think they wouldn't get upset, actually. Maybe not at this age. I'm 29, so it's different. But depending on what age you do this at, it could get a little risque. It says, have you ever lived with a significant other who you weren't married to? Oh my gosh. This shit do be generational curses, though. You grow up watching your parents never marry. And I hear conversations like that where the kids will be like, why haven't you married mommy yet? Yeah, that shit is impactful. That will give somebody fucking commitment issues. That's a FINAC. Were you impacted by the abuse of drugs or alcohol? We spoke about that. Were you impacted by someone else's mental illness or your own? Did you experience any kind of physical or emotional abuse? Have you experienced the death of someone close to you, including a miscarriage or suicide? Exactly. These conversations need to be had. Did you have cancer or a serious health condition? Conversations that need to be had. Have you had an abortion? Conversations that need to be had. What is your relationship to money? Wow. Did anyone ever tell you they were proud of you? Conversations that need to be had. Let me tell y'all why. Because some parents are like that. They will not tell you. XYZ, Nigerians, Africans, bitch. They will never tell you when they're proud of you. Never tell you when you did a good job. It just gives me very much teacher vibes. Very much manager vibes. Like, you're not my manager. You're not my teacher. You're my fucking mother. You're my father. You're my husband. You're my wife. You're my whatever. You know what I'm saying? So some people, they grew up, nobody ever told them they were proud of them. Nobody ever told them that you're a good person, you're strong, you're good at this, you're good at that. And that shit is fucked up. Because sometimes people, it's not about requiring affirmation. And this is the fucking problem. This is what I see going on in this conversation about generational curses, is that everybody feel like everybody just gonna figure it the fuck out. Like, we just gotta figure it out. Like, we gotta just throw me out in the wolves and get me fucked up and get me dusty and fuck up my knees and my fucking feet. You know how people say that? Like, put them on the bike, let them get fucked up and blah, 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 blah. Like, why? Why are you throwing me out in the fucking woods like that? What if something bad happened to me? And it do always. That's really what it's given. It's really given that. That's really what the fuck is given. The problem here with generational curses is that people feel like, look, I did it, you gonna be alright. No, you're fucked up. You need help. You need counseling. The way you was operating wasn't proper. You need help. You need it. That's what it's given. Because that's what people do. Yeah, my parents never told me they was proud of me. Nobody ever told me I did a good job, that I'm amazing, I'm perfect. You don't need that shit. You good. You need to focus on yourself. You need to help hype up yourself. No, sometimes it's good to get a little affirmation. And then when you say you need affirmation, they saying that you require too much attention. No, I don't require attention. It's okay to big somebody up. You know how many times I big people up and tell them they do a good job, or, oh, wow, you're really good at what you do. And they just like, oh my God, thank you. Like, you could tell they ain't never get a compliment a day in their motherfucking life at the damn job or something. And that's something so minuscule. And then people feel like, oh, if you big somebody up too much, they're not going to do the same work. You big me up, I'm going to want to get big up. I want to start doing some extra shit. You feel me? It's nothing wrong with telling somebody that they're doing a good job. That shit is fucked up. And this is stuff that, these are curses that need to be stopped. For real. Anyway, what is your greatest fear? That's too personal. But hey, it's okay to know. Were your parents present? Good conversations to have, you know, very good. Because, you know, do you have long-term friends? Those are good conversations to have about friends, because I know people who suffer from not having friends and it really, really bothers them. So I guess too, a lot of this stuff too makes you feel not alone. And I think what it does too, when you know that it's something that constantly, that is something that's a part of your family culture, it makes you realize like, okay, I could fix this. Like, this is something that's trying to be a part of me, and it doesn't have to be a part of me. Just because I don't see my family and my friends, well, not friends, my family have friends, doesn't mean I have to be that way. When you know that, oh shit, my mom doesn't have friends, my dad doesn't have friends, my aunt doesn't have friends, so this is why I don't have friends. Some people kind of be like, oh, so this is normal. No, you don't have to be like your family. That's another conversation too. It's like some people feel like they gotta be exactly like they fucking family. Like, you know how people be saying that, like, my mom didn't have friends, my dad didn't have friends, that's why I don't have friends, so I'm just like my mom and dad. Why? You don't have to be exactly like your parents. Like, you could be something like them, but you could switch it up. Like, you don't have to be exactly like your family. Like, people be using that. People use that as a crutch sometimes. Like, oh, this is just something we do in my family. Like, me and my family, like, everybody in my family do this, this, and this. And it's just like, okay, so you want to do it too just because everybody in your family does it? Like, you know how people be saying that? Like, my mom was just like me. Like, she was wild, disrespectful, just like me. Like, so because your mom was wild, disrespectful, just like you want to be just like her? Like, I'm just so confused. Like, you don't have to have the same exact traits as your fucking parents, my nigga. Like, it's first of all, it's inevitable that you're gonna have similar traits to them. You already look like the motherfuckers. That's enough. So now you gotta be exactly like them. Like, you could be exactly like them to an extent, but I feel like the negative shit that you see your family do, you shouldn't want to have it just because you feel like you're supposed to. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people be using that shit and they think this shit is dope. Like, yo, they told me my mom, when she was my age, she deadass used to punch bitches in their face for fun. Like, and I do that too. You're gonna go to jail, my nigga. You're gonna get locked the fuck up. Like, everything is not meant for you to do. Like, yo, people be fucking killing me. Moving the fuck on. Let me see what the other questions was. Did your family ever adopt? Are you a twin? I wonder why are you a twin is like, I mean, that would be good for health reasons. Did your family run a business? Are you a veteran of war? So basically it's asking like questions that is important for you to know, just so you could, like, you know, move forward in life, know how to maneuver, how to break these generational curses, and know, okay, these type of things might impact me later on in life, you know what I'm saying? And I think too, being transparent in general can really help you to, what's the word I'm thinking of? Being transparent can really help you to become more, I don't know. I'm like trying to think of the word. Being transparent can help you, I feel like, just become a better person. I don't know what I'm trying to make up this big gigantic word, but just be better. Like, everybody needs to be more transparent with their family and friends. And I get that some families aren't close, and I get that 100%. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can't fight to be close with your family, and I have to learn that sometimes every day. Like, some shit is just not meant to be. But what you can do is just kind of, also too, another thing too with generation curses is like, if you don't like something about yourself, then just try to fix it. Don't try to figure out why you like this. I mean, it's important to know, but if you really feel like, I'm tired of not being able to commit, I'm tired of not being able to find a counterpart that I want to be with, I'm tired of being nasty, just fix it. You don't even need to go, just break the curse. Don't even try to figure out which person in your family is like that. Just fix it. Anything you don't motherfucking like, just fucking fix that shit. That ass. And also, because I don't want to not talk about this too, generational blessings. There are generational blessings. You know, generational blessings have been written by divine inspiration to reveal and release blessings on your life and generations after you. No one is truly self-made. Our lives are always influenced by the opportunities and challenges that have been handed down to us by our parents and everyone in our ancestry. Generational blessings is just basically, you know, I feel like something you pray for. Like, pray for the people that come after you. And that's more of a, the way I perceive it. I could be wrong. I know everybody perceives everything differently. Something you have to do. Like me, I would have to pray so hard, you know, that the ones that come after me, like, they just get blessed. They, like, half the shit I have to deal with, they don't have to deal with, and they will get those blessings. Like, it's like, basically, the way I view it is like your ancestors constantly praying for you to have a better life, and you get those blessings because those people that came before you prayed for that. Like, they prayed that your future would be better. They prayed that you would be educated. They prayed that you would be able to have money and success or whatever it is. Like, those are generational blessings. It's like the people who consistently pray every day for the family, for the future, for the kids, for the grandkids, for this, for that. Those are the blessings, those prayers that constantly come. Like, I always think about the people who consistently pray for me. Like, I know my grandmother consistently pray for me, my mother, my father. Like, I think those blessings, that those prayers that you don't hear, the ones you never heard, that were not just from your family that you've seen, the ones before you. Because I know me, I pray for the future all the time. I'll be like, Lord, I pray on this world. Because you bringing kids into this world, you bringing people into this world, you better pray on it. Okay, so that's where the generational blessings come from. I look at it more as a biblical, religious, spiritual aspect. Is like, it's basically the prayers. Like, when you pray for something, God hears your prayers. He sees your tears. Eventually, them things gonna come to life. So some of the things that you got and that you pray for is because of you, but it's also because of the people that came before you, or the silent prayers that you never hear that people have prayed for you. That's how I view generational blessings. So the prayers that I'm praying, you know, 10 years down the line, my kids gonna get. Because I prayed on it. I did. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, because I definitely did. Let's break these generational curses. Let's get these generational blessings going. Make sure you staying prayed up. Make sure you praying for the future, not just the present, so that your peoples don't got to deal with the shit you dealt with as well. You got to double down on the praying. Okay. And make sure you constantly working on yourself. I feel like Britt is a podcast where we always trying to figure out ways to just work on ourselves, just to do better, bitch. How can we do better? How can we break these generational curses? How can we get these generational blessings? And yeah, so I hope you guys have an amazing week, an amazing day. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at _Brittstagram. And if you're streaming, make sure you leave 5 stars, leave a comment, and yeah, I will see you guys when next week.